Jesus is mine. Oh, the 40s of glory divine. But this is my story. This is my song. 462. sweet by and by, in the sweet by and by.
We invite the representative of the Open Bible Church to make the house announcements now, please. Thank you. We invite you to stand, please, as we sing together what a friend we have in Jesus. As we sing, we invite for the casket to be wheeled to the front as we sing. He was scholarly, informative, provocative, entertaining, unorthodox, a leader. Henley Hamilton. No funeral sounds like a place to give a welcome. but we certainly greet you in the house of the Lord today. Because it's in the house of the Lord that you can find comfort. This is a place, it's a house of prayer. And God can meet us at the point of our very need. And there is a strong need for comfort and solace here today. We want to take this opportunity to greet you, as I said before, and thank you for coming. And we pray that you leave these walls better than you came, more hopeful than you came, stronger than you came. At this time, we'll invite the congregation to join in singing How Great Thou Art. Just one announcement, those on the outside thinking about coming in, I'm informed that all the seats inside are filled, and we want to discourage anyone from standing in front or around the doors. I think there's accommodation outside, so we want to make use of all the accommodation on the outside at this time. Thank you.
I
Please remain standing for the scripture reading. Scripture reading will be done by Helen and Jake.
For as in Adam all die, so in Christ all will be made alive.
But each in turn, Christ, the first fruits, then when he comes, those who belong to him.
Then the end will come when he hands over the kingdom to God the Father, after he has destroyed all dominion, authority, and power.
For he must reign until he has put all his enemies under his feet.
The last enemy to be destroyed is death.
Shall we bow our heads as we have prayed? Oh gracious and loving God, we come before you this evening to give you praise and to give you thanks that you are God and there is none else. We come before you this afternoon even as we celebrate the life of Henley Harewood, Heavenly God. We ask you that you so comfort his family and his friends and all who are gathered here this evening. Heavenly God, you have given us that assurance in your word. And you said, I will be with you always, even until the end. So we ask, Heavenly God, that may you give them hope. May you give us peace. May you give us understanding, Heavenly God, that may we so be able to recognize this evening that you are God, who knoweth all things well. So be it us all here this evening. Bless us as we go through this afternoon's program. And may we be able to, at the end, still give you the praise. May we be able to give you the glory. And may you continue to be by our side to give us that sense of hope that we can have in you and you alone. Bless us, we pray, for Christ's sake. Shall we be seated? This time our hearts shall be blessed as Rachel brings us a special item in song.
Always wonderful.
days hunger for.
Most of us, if not all of us here today, are aware that the Spirit informs us to give God thanks in everything. And as difficult as that is seen to be, today, I'm sure it's for certain that we all have treasured memories of which we are able to tell. So at this time, we want to invite tributes from representatives from Shell and Atlantic in that order. We invite tributes at this time.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Harewood family, other family members, the Atlantic family, industry colleagues, the Fortin fraternity. Words really cannot describe how I felt when Nigel informed me that Fitzroy wanted me to say a few words honoring Henley on behalf of Shell Trinidad and Tobago, of which I am very proud to say was Henley's substantive employer. Where do I start about this great man? Following his graduation from Howard University in the US and the University of the West Indies, where he graduated with an MSc in Engineering Management, Henry began his professional career at the Petroleum Company of Trinidad and Tobago for circa 5 years. Then on 1st July 1998, we had the distinct pleasure of welcoming him to the then British Gas Trinidad and Tobago family, where he joined as a senior maintenance engineer. From 1998 to 2000, Henley was a senior maintenance engineer where he worked on our Dolphin 24-inch gas export pipeline and subsea facilities associated with the operational integrity of that structure. I didn't really know him well at that time. As usual, he had an imposing presence in the office. And he would say to me from then, "So when are you going to start to run this office?" In 2000, he became the loss prevention manager. And that is where he started his career in HSSE. And he developed and implemented and maintained our ISO 14001 certification process for the now BG Trinidad and Tobago. And during this time, he received the Chairman's HSSE Award in 2002 for outstanding HSSE performance on Dolphin platform. I had left at that time to go and work in the UK, and he would visit from time to time, and his refrain changed from when you're taking over this place to when you're bringing me to England. So lo and behold, he arrived with Marge and the family in 2002 in the UK. I was HSE advisor to our UK NSW asset, where he worked on several things. This marked the foundation years of our professional relationship and personal friendship. For at the time I was vice president of that UK business. Stephen Babb and others were also there in the UK, and Nigel Darlow was also part of that team. But work was not the only thing that bound us all together, for there's a lot of weeping and sorrow right now in several parts of Southeast England when they heard of Henley's passing. I do not have time today for all the stories. He would come to work late on mornings during the week and he would say, "Henley, where were you?" He said, "We took a pass in Brixton." I said, "Brixton is quite far from Reading." And he would look at me and say, boss, if you drive, you would know that they have sat-nav. He would expound on weekends in Wokingham when we had barbecues. And Marge, of course, will remember this about his philosophies of marriage, of which my wife would attempt to argue with him and the rest of us would go inside and eat. His first heart scare actually happened in the UK. I was having a town hall this day and I looked around and of course you can't miss him. He was not there in the audience. And I sent my secretary Ann Fender to look for Henley, and she called afterwards and said, Henley's in the hospital. They think he may have had a heart attack. I said, no way. So we went to visit him a little later on, and as I was going into the hospital, Ann was coming out, and Ann is as white as snow, and she was crimson all over, and I said, what is the matter, Ann? She said, Henley is fine, but the nurses are troubled. I said, why is that? Because when I asked to see him, he went inside and said, Henley, who is that? And he said, you may not really understand this, but up here in England, that is my mother. So please let her in. In 2004, Henley and family returned to Trinidad, and he resumed duties as loss prevention manager in BG Trinidad and Tobago. Where again, and I purposely always said this to him, he now has the distinct pleasure of reporting to me again in my role as Chief of Staff. For I also returned to Trinidad and Tobago from the UK in mid-2004. During this time, he introduced the concept of the safety case to Trinidad and Tobago and achieved the Prime Minister's Innovation Award. He was a founding member of the Association of Upstream Operators, facilitated the TNT National Standard for Contractor Performance in the offshore oil and gas industry. He received 2 further Chairman's Awards during this time, and in the office he introduced several programs: behavior-based safety, lifesaver, safety step-up, and contractor workshops. But again, there was the personal side. He went back to his original team. So listen, when are you taking over from this white fella that they have here? Because Henley came straight to the point, and I said to him, you know, you got to have patience. He said, patience is for people like me, not for people like you. And we would work late at night, and he would continue to deliver all sorts of stories to keep me going. And when I was appointed in 2007, he said to me, at long last, heaven has arrived. And I said, you got to keep working, so heaven has not yet arrived for you. At long last, my friend, heaven has arrived. Henley then went on to spend 10 years as an ALNG secondee. I will leave it to Nigel to talk about his time at Atlantic. I actually sent him to Atlantic. He said, boss, why are you doing that to me? I said, I'm sending you back to Marge and the children. He said, the children gone away to study. I said, well, Marge will be very happy to see you. From time to time, he would come to me and he would say, I'm ready to come back to Porter's Bay. I said, you might be ready, but Marge not ready, so you stay in Point Fortin. And there he stayed. Lives of great men are like beacon lights. They guide us and inspire us. Many people who had lost all hope and courage have been uplifted by some incidents from the lives of great men. Hence it is very important to remember at all times what Henley meant to all of us. For you see, and I borrow here from Tennyson, lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing, leave behind us footsteps on the sands of time. Footsteps that perhaps another, sailing over life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing, learn to labor and to wait. This is going to be tough, but Henley lived a life that's full. He traveled each, and every highway, but more, much more than this, Henley did it his way. God bless my friend.
Henley loved Atlantic, and Atlantic loved Henley. Tributes have been pouring into Atlantic from everywhere, with some wonderful memories of a wonderful man. Atlantic has been so lucky to have had Henley with us for the last 10 years. We have a very proud safety record at Atlantic, one of the best in the world. I know this is not down to just one individual. It is a collective effort on the part of everyone. But one thing is for sure, if it weren't for Henley and his unique style of safety leadership, then we would not have achieved it. Henley took safety to a different level. He set the bar. He set the bar at new heights. He has helped change the safety culture and leadership, not just in Atlantic, but amongst our service providers and across Trinidad. What Henley delivered made not just Atlantic a safer working environment, but it has made Trinidad a safer working environment. Henley should be remembered as one of the great safety leaders. I would say the best. I don't think we fully understand quite what Henley has done for Atlantic and for this country. Only time will we truly appreciate his achievements. So thank you, Henley. You have left us with a fantastic legacy, and one which we must protect and build upon. In order to ensure that we support that legacy, Atlantic will be putting into place the Henley Harewood Safety Scholarship. What really mattered to Henley was that we all return home safe to our families at the end of each day. He wanted to make sure that he did all he could, and that Atlantic did all it could to look after all of us. He cared deeply about that, about looking after us and making sure nobody got hurt. And he was very good at it, and we owe him much thanks. Henley loved being out in the field in his coveralls, ensuring the front line was kept safe. He was very much at home there, and where he felt most comfortable. He loved being around us. Besides, if he sat in his office, he tried to write reports. And I always told Henley he couldn't write. And frankly, reading his reports was painful. But as I say, Henley was all about ensuring everyone was safe. He served everyone. And out of his service came his excellence in safety. Out of his service came his excellence in performance. Out of his service came his selfless nature. Out of his service came his respect for all, which earned him the respect from all. Out of his service came his integrity, and out of his service came his ability to develop and lead harmonious teamwork. And those 5 things, safety, performance, respect, integrity and teamwork, represent the Atlantic spirit values, and nobody embodies those more than Henley. Now I'm sure we've all reflected a lot over the past few days on our memories of Henley. Allow me to share a few memories. And I do apologise to those of you who have heard this when I spoke at Henley's tribute at Atlantic earlier in this week. I first met Henley when he was working for BG, as Derek said, in the UK around 15 years ago. And so to meet up with him and work alongside Henley again for almost the last 6 years at Atlantic has been my privilege. Back in 2013, Henley, myself and the Atlantic's Dr. Ishvan were invited to London for the BG Chairman's Awards, at which Henley accepted an international HSE award on behalf of Atlantic. Now, we're all used to seeing Henley in his coveralls, but he looked pretty smart, I have to say, in his black tie at this very prestigious event. But he still didn't manage to get his hairy ears cut for the occasion. But that said, his fingernails, as always, were perfectly manicured. The night after the awards, before we headed back to Trinidad, Henley and the Doc, they stopped by my family home in the UK. And it's a very old house, quite small, very low ceilings. Even I have to wash my head. So anyway, we went to the local pub just around the corner, and they had a special guest beer on, which was quite strong. So we all had a pint. And the pint looked pretty small in Henley's big hands. And he finished it pretty quickly. And Henley got the taste for it. And one beer led to another beer, and it led to another beer. And I said to Henley, remember Henley, that beer's pretty strong stuff. So anyway, we sat down for dinner, we had a few glasses of wine over dinner, and then we retired back to the bar, and Henley took on a bit more of the beer. It ended up with me and the Doc carrying Henley out of the pub. And you can imagine that wasn't very easy, because I'm not a big guy, and nor is the Doc. So we got him back to the house, and we were trying to get him up the stairs to the bedroom. And as we carried him up, I heard a couple of thudding noises. And I said to the Doc, what's that? He said, that's Henley's head hitting the low beam. So anyway, the next morning we were at breakfast, Henley came down. And he said, you know, you're right, he said, that beer is strong, it's giving me a real sore head. The Doc and I had a glance at each other and we decided we weren't going to say anything. So to this day, neither myself nor the Doc told Henley. So on behalf of myself and the Doc, Henley, it wasn't just the beer. Back at around 2002, as Derek said, Henley spent a couple of years working for BG in Reading, in the UK. And I've received, and I know Derek has received many tributes from Henley, to Henley from the people he worked with and met during his time in Reading. He was such a popular guy. And one of them has asked me to recall the evening when Henley invited people by him to have a curry goat. Now, I don't know how well you know Reading, but I've lived and worked there for many years. It's a big town, but I don't ever remember seeing any goats. And Henley disappeared from work that day in search of a goat. And in the evening he served up a fantastic curry goat, but to this day, Henley never did quite explain where he got that goat from. We have so many memories of Henley at Atlantic. He was a key figure in our leadership team, and he participated, as he always did, to the full. We had him up on the stage doing the Gangnam style dance. On another occasion, he participated in a leadership team yoga session. Now imagine Henley and yoga. In fact, perhaps don't imagine that picture in your minds. But thankfully, Henley didn't do the yoga in a leotard. So I've always carried great memories of Henley. But the way he talked and boasted about real shots, winning the cricket for the first time recently, was unbearable. And honestly, at times, had me wishing that Stephen McShine's team had won. But do you know, I'm so pleased that Henley got to see his beloved real shots win the cricket for the first time. That meant a lot to Henley. Henley was such a warm, friendly guy. Nobody I have ever met has ever had a bad word to say about Henley. And you know, I have never heard Henley say a bad word about anyone. And that sums up Henley. he was a lovely man. We are all unique, but none more so than Henley. And he will be remembered long after many are forgotten. So Henley can leave us now, happy in the knowledge that Atlantic's proud safety record is intact, that he leaves a very powerful legacy, and that the cricket badge is displayed on the Real Shots flag. So I guess Henley checked out on a high. So on behalf of Atlantic and everyone associated with Atlantic, Henley, thank you so much, and God bless you, Henley.
Thank you, Shell and Atlantic. It is said that music does what words can't. Invite Mr. Ryan Sinclair to present to us a special item of music.
Good day, everybody. You know, just before I sing, some years ago, I won the Atlantic Calypso competition. And I sang a song called No Complacency. And that was Henley words, eh? No complacency. Not ice cream in here. You're not making no ice cream in here. And he was very serious about safety. But you know, I sang the song. Everybody wants to know why Atlantic could perform so. Leaders in this country of Trinbago. Last year we set new standards in the industry, becoming the benchmark for all to see. Cause the big dog Henley always advising we, no complacency. So, I won the competition. Henley meet me and say, you say you're something about me? You win and a vex. He was vexed because I beat people from his department. And that's the kind of guy he was. He wanted to win. I wanted to win. I trust that this song I'm about to sing will indeed bless your heart and encourage us all. It is indeed well with us. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, Thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. My sin, oh joy of this glorious thought. My sin not in part, but the whole is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, oh my soul. And Lord, haste the day when my faith shall be sight, the clouds be rolled back as a scroll, the trump shall resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. 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 With my
It is well with my soul. I want to invite you to turn to your neighbor and give your neighbor some strength at this time, please. Shake your neighbor's hand and give your neighbor some strength. Tell them it is well with your soul. Tell them it is well with their soul. Amen. Amen. I understand that this was a trademark thing that Mr. Henley used to do as he addressed his workers at Atlantic LNG. Before he began his address, he told everyone to turn to each other and shake each other's hand. Amen. Amen. We continue with the expression of tribute. The tribute, and in so doing, we invite the representative of the Caribbean Union, the umbrella body of all the Seventh-day Adventist churches in the Caribbean, in the Southern Caribbean. That includes the South Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, which is the umbrella body of all the Seventh-day Adventist churches in Trinidad. He would be followed, and the person bringing those greetings would be Pastor Clive Dutton, followed by Mr. Ken McCree, and then we'll have a moment for open tributes. Before Pastor Dutton comes, I want to take this opportunity to highlight and to acknowledge the presence of the Mayor of Point Fortin, who I believe is on my left. Mayor, just please stand and I want to also acknowledge the presence of the Member of Parliament for this area, Mr. Dillon. Acknowledge your presence today. All other distinguished men and women, we want to acknowledge you as well. I see and believe this is Mr. Jupiter in front of me here. We acknowledge your presence, and all other distinguished men and women, we acknowledge you, and to everyone, you are special. We acknowledge everybody. At this time, I want to invite to give tribute to Pastor Clive Dutton.
Thank you so very much. Well, first let me do a little tidying up here, because I am here not because, you know, most vehicles I have normally have some issues and love to see the doctor. But I'm here courtesy, you know, my dear friends, Lemmy and Zita and Andrea. So thank you for bringing me. All right, may God continue to bless you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were never designed to die. And therefore, whenever a funeral comes, it's always a tough mountain, you know, to deal with. But I'm comforted this evening by the fact that there's a text that says, Psalm 35, weeping will endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
Amen. And
we praise God for that. This morning I was involved in a discussion with a businessman who happens to be my relative. And I thought of Brother Henley, if I could call him that way, Brother Fitzroy. I thought of this quintessentially noble human being, all right, called Brother Henley. Because my cousin who is in business was insulted by the next businessman. And why did he insult my dear cousin, who I think must be the second kindest person after Henley? Why did he insult my cousin? Because my cousin told him you have millions of dollars but no friends. You know, some people have power, they have position, they have popularity, but they have no passion for poor people. And this is where, to my mind, Brother Henley was so different. He could walk with kings and never lose the common touch. He was just so special. He is so special. My boss, Dr. Tobias, is in China. Pastor Moses, the local president, is not in China, but he's somewhere else, Archbishop Manzano. He's somewhere else, but they all sent greetings. But my boss made sure and indicated to me, using the technology, that I must really bring greetings. And the Caribbean Union Conference extends from Virgin Islands in the north to Guyana and Suriname in the south. So that Marge, he lived a great life. And if you want to cry, let nobody stop you. It's worth crying for. And we celebrate his life. Did I hear somebody say amen?
Amen.
Just a tremendous human being, philanthropic, positive, love people. And to my mind, you know, sometimes we in the Adventist Church, we believe that, you know, we might be the first to the kingdom. And Catholics may believe that, and Hindus and Muslims. But what really defines us is not a label, you know. What defines us, Mr. Dean, is how we love people. You understand where I'm coming from? How we love people. You know, how we relate to people when they're in crisis. How we see our brother with a heavy load by the side of the road and we try a little kindness. Yeah. Because we may never walk this way again. So that, you know, there are some people, I have to be careful what I say here. I don't want the church to fire me. But you know, there are some people, you have to love them because God says to love them. And there are other people, you just have to love them. They're just nice, like Zita and Lemmy and you know the others, just nice. And Brother Henley, So therefore, to Fitzroy and Helen, Fitzroy is a star among us in Adventism, and Helen and dear Marge and the Fortin. Let me tell the Fortin something. Well, I married 3 parents. Everybody has 2, but I had 3. I am so special. So I married my mother, my father, and my stepfather, if you please. So the loss of a parent is something else. There's no textbook from no PhD expert that tells you how to manage the loss of a parent. But you know what can help you manage? You have one surviving parent, and you must be there for Sister Marge. Because between Marge and Brother Henley, if there was a kindness stakes, both of them will come first. And I believe that is what attracted them to each other. You know, before I sit down, G.K. Chesterton said, the Christian religion has not been tried and found wanting. It has been found difficult and left untried. And you know something, my dear friends? Brother Henley made it so nice. He loved the Lord. Like myself, he wasn't perfect. All of us, we just happen to be a work in progress. But praise God for a life, you know, that looks out for the underprivileged and the unfortunate. Somebody told me that, you know, Henley helped them, and he didn't even know them. In other words, Henley was a kind of a guy, he didn't have to know you to help you. And that is just a quintessentially amazing phenomenon for any human being. Praise the Lord. So, Marge and the 4 kids, Fitzroy and Helen and all of you from Atlantic and Shell and everywhere else, let us seek to follow that life and be there for people and love people unconditionally. And the Bible tells me that one day, time will have to give way to eternity. You see, eternity can control time, but time cannot control eternity. And one day there'll be no death and no sorrow. You know, you just have to live for Jesus, and love people unconditionally, and obey His word. So again, to all of you, may God bless you. You know, we cannot go back in time and make a brand new start, but we can start right now and have a brand new ending. Amen. So God bless all of you, and let us remember that God is here with us, and weeping will endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
Yeah. We usually started a conversation in the field like this. That is how we start this conversation when we meet outside and plan. You good? Any problems? Anybody giving you trouble? You sure? We always seek to empower the individual to work safely, whether on site or at home. He recognized the importance of every individual in the organization. He would say, don't do any favors for Atlantic. He will also say, you must return home just as you came. And one of his favorite quotes is, we are not making water here. He would, this is one of his stories he uses regularly. He would relate to you the story of the dinosaur. With the lesson, I hope that you get this lesson from what I'm saying here this afternoon, with the lesson that we should not be so set in our ways, not willing to learn and evolve, because one day you would eventually go extinct. These were always Henley words. He always followed up his request, whether it's about case management, toolbox meeting, and the general welfare of the employee. And so with these sentiments, I say, Henley, according to the Bible, we are allotted 70. And I hope, by God's grace, that we all who are living recognize that someday we all have to walk these paths. Thank you.
It was nice, so we'll do it twice. We invite the Scintilla brothers to render an item of special music at this time.
Good day again, everyone. Good day again, everyone. I heard Pastor talk about nice. And to God be the glory. Just because he was such a loving guy. He always asks me about, how your mother going, boy? She good? I say, yeah, my father, you taking care of she, yeah? He didn't care. He's that kind of guy, just loving. This is a song that tells us God is coming to take us home some days. And make it your business to live right. Every day. Every day. You got that? All right. I hear a sound of a mighty rushing, and it's closer now than it's ever been. I can almost hear the trumpet as Gabriel sounds the call. At the midnight cry, will we go home? Now I look around me and I see prophecies fulfilling each and every day, and the signs of the times, they're appearing everywhere. I can almost see the Father say, son, go get my children, all of my children. Cause at the midnight cry, the bride of Christ will rise. When Jesus steps out, the dead in Christ, they gonna rise to meet him in the air. And then those that remain, they shall be quickly changed in the twinkling of an eye. At the midnight cry, church, when my Jesus comes again. Now I look around me and I see prophecies fulfilling, yeah, and the signs of these old crazy times, they're appearing everywhere. I can almost see the Father say, son, go get my children, all of my children. Cause at the midnight cry, in the air. And then those that remain, they shall be quickly changed, in the twinkling of an eye.
It is said every life is a story, and a funeral is an appropriate place to tell it. And family perhaps are the best persons to tell it. At this time, members of the family will come up to the podium first. Mrs. Marge Harewood, followed by Sinead, Shanice, and Henry, and concluded by brother of the deceased, Fitzroy Harewood.
Good afternoon, everyone. Henley Harewood was born on sunny April morning, 4th of April 1960. He was the first of 3 children born to Henry and Julian Harewood. His mother gave me the papers to show that Henry was a threatened abortion, although the doctors were advising her to do away with the pregnancy. I stand here today to say that God knows best, because Henry was born perfect, no problems,
and Doolin and Henry rejoiced. Growing up in Paralands was probably a fantastic time for Henry. He had Helen, who was born after, and Fitzroy to enjoy most of his childhood activities. There were times when Henry would say to me, "Girl, I walked on the world." And I would say, "What's that all about? You walked on the world?" He said, "Well, Fitzroy was right. He got a book called The World, and we had problems one day, and I threw that book outside, and I went and stamped on it. I walked on the world very early." Henry attended Vance River House School for his early education. One of the vital parts of his education was achieved at Cochrane SDA Church, where at Sabbath school they would welcome you, and the young children learn specific values, and stories are told about Christ and being humble and helping others. So I thank the Seventh-day Adventist Church for his early childhood education, along with the Vance River RC School. At Vance River RC School, he met Beardman. Many of you would know Beardman, right? And at Cochrane SDA, he met me. After passing the common entrance exam at age 12, he went on to meet many of his friends who would become lifelong friends at Fortin College. On Monday night, many of them did come to offer me pictures of Form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their activities and their class pictures with Henry. So I thank the Fortin College class that he attended, and all his mates were still so happy and are here today to celebrate his life with me. Henry was destined to be special. All right? At school, he would say to me, at school, his father could not find shoes to fit those huge feet. So Henry Sr. had to make custom boots for Henry to attend school. But Henry, as he would say, was a general in the making. All right? Many of you will not know this, but there are 3 special subjects: chemistry, maths, and science. And he would say those were the best subjects and the only subjects he would have wanted to leave school with, and he did. Thomas Aquinas in San Fernando, St. Thomas Aquinas. He went there afterwards, hoping to improve his academic standing, and he did. After St. Thomas Aquinas, he got the advice from one Vaughan James, and I must thank Mr. James, I saw him in the audience, to attend the John Donaldson Technical Institute. And I say thank you to Vaughan because as an educator, I know the value of a technical education along with an academic education that makes for a special kind of knowledge in performing wherever you are. You'll be an asset to any industry. So I normally advise the boys, because I had Henley as the example in my life. My students, I would say to them, even if you don't get all of your academic subjects at one time, go lateral, meaning take any bit of course you can take, and then when you're satisfied and you can grow high, go into the academic and get your university degree as my husband did, and you will be proud for having both of them. While pursuing his education, Henry undertook the challenge to court me. And although Mr. McCrae would say that he didn't like being under any petticoat government, I didn't wear any petticoat. And he would say to me, people don't know now, people don't know. I deserve an award for marrying you, for living with you all these years. Guinness Book of Records better make me an offer. Anyway, as I would say to him, God don't make mistakes. We had to be together, and we were together from very early, because there's a guy called Michael John who used to come to, visit one of my sisters, and Henley would tag along. So from age 12 onwards, I had that seeing that tall, handsome guy around with Michael, and as an avid reader sometimes of a book called Mills and Booms, I would definitely say, I think I'll go after the tall, dark and handsome fella. And I'm happy to say that after my prayers, I did get the tall, dark and handsome fella to be my good friend. Now, growing up in Cochrane SDA, there are times when you are called upon to be secretary to a youth leader, and for many months and throughout many years, I was Henley's secretary. And we became close, almost like a team. And so through the years, blossomed from friendship, good friendship, to marriage, to today. Henley has always been my good friend. Although he left school, 3 major subjects and he posted for the best subjects, he was my tutor. On afternoons during our courtship, he would come, especially when I broke exams in Abrima Girls High School. He would come and sit on the back steps and tutor me in the maths and chemistry, which I got. And so he would say to me, Ferguson, you get your brains from me. But I'm sure my girlfriends at Napoli, my girls who wrote about me in sixth form, I don't know if he had a part in it, but they called me at that time the brains from Guapo. Vaughan James on Saturday evenings would take us out into the back streets of Paraland to watch the stars, the moon, learn about the planetary system of the earth. And believe you me, at those meetings was where I think I started to fall in love with Henley Harewood, because he was the life of those meetings. Could crack a joke, could talk plenty nonsense. That was my guy, Henley. And being a serious kind of, studious kind of girl, I felt headlong, wow, yeah, this man could make me laugh, and he did. I left Trinidad and Tobago in 1984 to study geography, geology in Jamaica, government scholarship. Henley was working on point at the time, and he would get my Clark 1 salary, save half, send half for me. And while in Jamaica, we would pray. We would choose one Saturday every month, just as they fast and prayed in church, we would be across the oceans praying for a relationship. So I can testify here today that when you make a covenant with God and man, and you put God first in your relationship, there's nothing that can sever you from God's love. There's nothing that can destroy that relationship because God is in control. And He doesn't make mistakes when He put two people together. Yeah. When you invite Him into your relationship, God knows what He's doing in your life. Discrepancies aside, I thank God for my husband. He was my lifelong friend, my mentor, my lover, the father of my children. And he would boast, "Ferguson, is I make you a woman?" And I would say, "No way, no way. God Almighty already had my plan for me." There were times when I was working in Port of Spain before I went off to Jamaica. And Henley was at John Lee. And at mountains when I got my salary, I would call him and say, "Hey dog, you want to go eat some food?" Believe you me, Yum Yum cooked some nice food. I don't know if many of you remember Yum Yum restaurant there. But we had some good times in Yum Yum when he would not want to eat with any knife and fork. Always telling me, "Donna, ask them for a spoon." And years later, when my lumpen proletariat, that's what he called himself, that's why some of you will see no tie on him today, right? When my lumpen proletariat became a push, he would say, "What happened, girl? You can't eat with knife and fork like me," you know? Because of course, over the years, I'm being in BG and Atlantic and all the other companies, and so he would have to attend a lot of functions, so he would practice with his knife and fork. In 1988, in 1988, he presented me in the month of April, because I see April now as a month of love, trees, flowers, birds. In the month of April, on the 20th of April 1988, Henley Harewood presented me with the Lover of the Year award. Donna Ferguson, for being the most passionate, devoted, endearing, charming, faithful, understanding, caring, sharing, satisfying, tender, romantic lover. Henley Harewood, my room, my hiker, Point Fortin. This was no mistake to see this after so many years. The Monday before he died, at school they decided that they needed to see teachers' numbers, and they sent me looking for my teacher registration number. I went back to school and I said, "I found something better than that. I found my Lover of the Year award that I received in 1988. He gave me two beautiful children. He's standing here before me. 3 beautiful children and a bonus son. And I am thankful to Henley for the role he played in my life to bring laughter. Oh my God. He was a remarkable parent, what we believe. The teachers of St. Gabriel's would interact with me, although I'm a teacher also. They would interact with Henley. For Henley would come in late from work, and while he sat watching television, he would be going through all the homework books, all the homework exercises that his children did. And if he found anything out of standing, he would send a note to the teacher next morning and say, I think you teach my child the wrong thing. It's supposed to be this way, especially in mathematics. The teachers of St. Gabriel's Girls absolutely loved him. He would sign his name, General Henley Harewood, and to me, that he would say to me many times, round up my army and say, get in the horses, Esteban, like if I'm some, it's time to leave, wherever we went to visit, it's get in the horses, Esteban, so I had to call it, Sinead Shani's Henry, where you got you ready to leave. 3 weeks ago, I saw a picture fall out of a book or magazine or something 3 weeks ago, the start of the Easter holidays. And it was a picture of my twin brother who had passed 5 years ago. And I said, what kind of thing is this? You want me to start so early writing a poem to put in the newspaper? But I did take up the piece of newspaper and I put it in a poetry book called Enduring Poetry. That to me was the preparation to accept the fact that my husband would die in the month of April. It's entitled Grief, April, and a Man's Name. And so I say, history has been kind to the American generals before World War II. Eisenhower, Patton, Bradley, but not to the generals since. What will history remember of my husband? Kind, loving, putting others before self and even family. One who would say to me, Donna, what you cook? Be a man hungry, right? Donna, what you have there? You have a man outside by the gate with 5 children, his wife left him. You must have something in the house you could give them. One who would say, somebody wants surgery. You have to do without this one girl. I had to help that person. And so my house became an open door for people in and out. And I say to you, God don't make mistakes when He put 2 people together.
Amen.
Looking at the words where I put my brother's picture, that would prepare me for today or for last Saturday. I came across a second poem by mistake because I was telling people Grief, April, and a Man's Name, and I was saying it was the death of an athlete. There is a poem on the next page to the words Grief, April, and a Man's Name. It says, the time you won the tongue the race, we cheered you through the marketplace. Man and boy stood cheering by, and home we brought you shoulder high. Today the road all runners come, shoulder high we bring you home, and set you at your threshold down. Townsman offered still at town. Smart lad, to slip times away from fields where glory does not stay. And early though the laurel grows, it withers quicker than the rose. eyes the shady night and shut. Cannot see the record cut, and silence sounds worse than chairs. After earth has stopped the ears. Now you and nuns. What?
Now you will not swell the ruts of lives that bore their others out. Runners whom renown outran and the name died before the man. So set before its echoes fade, the fleet foot on the silver sheet, and hold to the low lentil up, the still defeated challenge cup. And round that early laurel held will flock to gaze the shrinkless dead, and find unwithered on its curls the garland briefer than a girl's.
Challenge trophy that was brought to my home. I didn't even read this poem through until Wednesday, after the Relations team brought their trophies, and I said, why is it on the ground outside the house that night? Why don't you put it on the banister? And Wednesday, when I decided to look through the poem, I had to end up in the health center, because just the thought of the challenge cup and the teams and the athletes, I know Henley was an inspiration. He loved to win. He would try to inspire even the little boys on the street. I had many of them come to my home Sunday morning to get lessons from Teacher Henley. He did have his teacher registration number, and they found his more easily than they found mine, right? I'm gonna close now with a man's name and a man's good name. When my husband died, several people kept ringing me for extra information. Where did it happen? How did it happen? When was the time? Why wasn't it at home? God makes no mistake. God makes no mistake. Jesus came to die for sinners, and we're told that Satan is not happy if he sees one rejoicing, knowing that they have gone to the kingdom. So there is a battle on for the souls of men, even to your dying hour. And Jesus came to save sinners. Thank you. My daughter is hurrying me up. God makes no mistake. I'm proud to have been his friend, to have him as my mentor, to have him as my lover, my husband. And it's hard to say goodbye. It's hard. And like I mentioned to someone earlier on in the week, the saying till death do us part does not hold true for me, because Henley has died. There is a commitment in this relationship that even in death, I will still love my husband till I die. That is what death do us part means for me. The death of the second party. And many of you would say, as my mother-in-law said many years ago, the girl that she's stripping her, she loved that man. But it's so for me, because we committed to have God first in our relationship. And Satan has been there, possibly for some good in the long run, because I do have a bonus son, I do have other children I would like to see. Thank God for my husband. And the General Henley, I say, that history be kind to you as you were kind to others. For God does not make any mistake in our lives. Thank you, Father, for sparing his life so that he could be in ours.